It's ended at the Stadium of Shit, and it's Sunderland 1, Newcastle United 0. I'm not at all happy, as you can tell. That game was absolutely beyond a fucking joke. What went on in that game, I do not know. Sunderland came out the gates flying, as expected, to be honest. It is their home ground. And we, of course, got eventually a foothold into the game. But the first half was pretty much typical Derby stuff, end to end, going at each other constantly. The referee, however, I've got to say, Peter Banks was absolutely disgusting referee to have for a Derby game. We've had that guy so many times this season already. 8 times, I believe it is, this season we've had Peter Banks involved in our games. With 15 games that we've played. As you can tell, my throat is absolutely killing after, of course, shouting at that game. And, I mean, for Volamaid to be the difference in the game as well, unlucky for Nick Volamaid, scoring an own goal in the game in the second half. It wasn't, what I was expecting to see come the final whistle of this game. Heading into it, I wasn't expecting to see, obviously, Volamaid scoring an own goal. It was unlucky for Volamaid as well, the way the ball ended up going in. I think he should have really just aimed it off towards the corner and went for trying to get, a goal corner kick instead. So very, very unlucky for Volamaid. But fair play to Eddie at least a little bit, because he did try, of course, to get the subs in. He did try to, get some triple subs in, try and switch things up a little bit. And he brought Murphy on, he brought Barnes on, he brought Willock on. However, I don't think, for me personally, I don't know if anybody else thinks this, but I don't think, Elanga should have been playing in this game from the off. I think it should have been maybe Murphy coming on and playing from the off. We should have had Murphy out on that wing. I feel when he came on, he did do a little bit more of getting the ball into the box. But then, of course, it took to about the 74th, 75th minute. And then we're seeing, of course, Wissa coming on as substitute again. Very, very late in the game to be seeing Wissa to come on and do any sort of impact into the game. So I'm a little disappointed with Eddie on that again, that he has took so long for to bring, Wissa on as a substitute. If he's going to get match fitness, then he's going to have to be given more time, and he's going to have to be subbed on earlier to get that more time, because otherwise, how's the lad ever going to get his fitness up to be ready, to play what is left of this season? But that game today at the Stadium of Shite, it was just a typical game that, in a day that a lot of us will want to forget, because it's just everything from the officials on Sunderland's favour in that game. The way the referee was, coming from the Merseyside area, the referee was as well, Peter Banks. So you do have to wonder, is he still a little bit about, Newcastle winning that Carabao Cup against Liverpool back in March down at Wembley? You've got to start wondering, it really do, when, the amount of 50-50s the ball was going out for Newcastle for, he was giving it to Sunderland. The ball was, in the middle of the pitch. There was fouls all over the place. There was incidents in the game where, there should have been definite red cards for the Mackems. There should have definitely been red cards for Brobby. And there should have been a red card for Mukaleel as well, I believe, in that game. The red card for Brobby was definitely the one for me where he should have been seen a red, was the stamp on the ankle of Lewis Miley. That should have been a red card. It shouldn't have just been a yellow. That should have been looked at on VAR. Any other team that's looked at on VAR, it's upgraded from a yellow to a red, and we're seeing, Brobby being sent off. And we're seeing the player getting his marching orders in an early buff for him. And then for the Mukaleel one, 2 knees to the chest of Dan Burn, which seen Dan Burn end up having to go off eventually, only a few minutes after receiving that. And for me, it was just a straight red card, but Peter Banks, yellow card he gave for that one, and it really should have been looked at on VAR again, upgraded, and given a red card for the clear malicious intent that was behind it, the malicious way that he went in, double knees to the chest of Dan Burn, which it was obviously was going in to take Dan Burn out. That was the obvious aim, and anybody could see that. I don't know how, Peter Banks couldn't clear agenda again there. Obviously, that is why he hasn't seen that. But let us know your thoughts, down in the comments below. A lot I could go on talking about incidents that the referee missed throughout the game, but the main focus is we've lost the game to the Mackems. We'll have to play the game in the reverse. It's in James's Park for the Tyne and Wear derby, and hopefully we can get a little bit of revenge against them in that one. But now we'll switch our focus to the game against Fulham in the Carabao Cup, of course, and a chance to take ourselves to another semi-final and another step closer to once again being in the final at Wembley like we were last season, or March, of course, of this year, when we played Liverpool in the final. But till next time, hit that like, share, subscribe to the channel. What do you think? Do you believe what I believe? Do you agree with us? Should Bobby have been sent off? Should McAleal have been sent off? And should there have also been a penalty for Newcastle United in the game as well? Because Nick Faltamada was obviously blocked off in the penalty area in about the first half, I think it was. And, nothing got done about that. So let us know all of that down in the comments below. And I'll see you all for the next one. However, lads.